Where are we
Welcome
going, by
back
the
to
way?
Game Grumps.
Where are we going?
I mean, I don't know.
I really like the Game Awards. I used to. I don't have a lot of free time to watch them, but I used to watch them during the summer. I
Yeah.
really like the new guy, the
Oh
Danny.
yeah, Danny.
Not really that new anymore, but you know,
Yeah. He
he'll forever be
seems.
the new guy until the next new guy.
Yeah, he's really cool. I watched more when John was on. I know John. He's really cool, but he's. He just wanted to do his own thing, so he just moved on.
Yeah.
I respect that. 'Cause, I mean, it's kind of that he probably had that same thing we were talking about earlier, where you just keep doing it, you just get burned out, and you're just like,
Yeah,
oh,
you know, you get burned out, and it's really clear, like if you watch his videos, how creative he is,
yeah,
and how much he enjoys and puts passion and love into them. And so when you go from doing projects like that to just,
playing
all right, all I
games and
do is
talking.
play video games and talking to people, and it's like way more successful than all this other stuff that I used to spend hours upon it and cared for, that can hurt your psyche, man.
Yeah, and it's just like there's something about creating like a bigger, more edited video
Yeah.
that feels good. Like I can play a game and do all this stuff and make a series, but then like when I actually make a legit machinima series, I'm like, that felt really rewarding.
Yeah, it feels rewarding, and you also care more about feedback and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care to read necessarily. Like I typically do go check out because I like to just know what's going on. But like I'm not checking the comments on part 72 of Dora the Explorer Adventure in Paradise to
Yeah.
actually find out what people cared about until part 72. Like I am when I finish any really big something that I
Yeah.
put a ton of time into. So.
Most of the time when I check my Let's Play, it's just people telling me I'm bad or I missed something.
Dude, so you're gonna like this. I did League of Legends, okay,
Mm-hmm.
for YouTube. Already, you know that if you guys actually just put footage of you playing League of Legends on YouTube, people are going to eviscerate you. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna have a bad time.
Why aren't you playing Dota?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. It's not even just that. It's like you're not last hitting. Why aren't you last hitting? So this is why this is funny. So here's what I did. I got 10 friends, okay.
Mm-hmm.
We split up into 2 teams, as well balanced as we could, and then I wrote some software that makes it so random like NES boss battle music, like Ninja Turtle boss man music, would turn on every now and then, and it would go, "Get ready, fight!" And the rule was you could only fight during the music. And the games lasted 20 minutes, and it was just based on kills. So I basically just tried to like Heroes of the Storm it with some funny boss music, because that created the situation. Where there's periods of, well, there's no battling, so we're just going to talk and be funny, and then, whoa, crazy stuff's happening, we're battling, okay?
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool. I thought it was a great format that League of Legends players could watch and be like, oh, this is cool and interesting, I'll watch it. And that people that don't like League of Legends would be like, doesn't even matter, I like League of Legends, because they're not really playing it, so I'm just enjoying all this funny stuff happening.
Yeah.
Did not happen.
What happened?
Instead, what you get is everyone watching League of Legends being like, I can't believe you'd say Ashe is shitty. She's great in this meta. And I'm like, what fucking meta? We're on like the 3rd game of... There's no meta. Why aren't you last hitting? The game lasts 20 minutes. Just, what do I need that extra 500 gold for? I'm playing AD Janna. Just...
So it's called having fun, doing my
Yeah.
own thing. You know, it's a game.
Why did you
I
guys
have
do this?
fun when I play the correct way.
Why aren't you guys playing Dota? You guys should do this in Dota. You guys should really try Smite. Have you heard about Smite? They're at a $10 billion tournament hosted by Hi-Rez, a company that just keeps sinking money into Smite. I haven't actually tried Smite. I've heard nothing but good things about it, but I've heard more
It's
about...
actually pretty fun. I played Smite.
Well, I just keep hearing about Smite. Just constantly like, have you tried Smite? And it's like, I haven't, but you guys keep asking me if I have. I keep telling you I haven't.
Smite's really good, or it's really cool because it's kind of like a WoW, like first or a WoW perspective.
If
Yeah.
you get over this mountain, I don't know why. Is there something over this mountain? How do we get from Red Ridge to Badlands? Is there a way to get there? We're not in Red Ridge. We're in Burning Steps.
Burning Steps. We go.
Oh, we go through
We
the
go
tunnel.
we go through Black Rock Mountain. Yeah, we go through Black Rock
we go
Mountain.
through Black Rock Mountain. Okay. I forgot about Black Rock Mountain.
Yeah, Smite's pretty fun.
Yeah, Smite looks pretty cool. I just, you know what it is? When you play video games full time for like a living, because you're constantly working with them, making them, doing anything, you actually don't have a lot of time to play video games.
Yeah, I noticed that too. See,
And-
or even
and
when
the
you play a game, you're like, should I record this or should I be like?
Yeah. should I record this? That's always the question: is should I record it? Well, if I'm not recording it, why am I playing it? Like I still play a lot of games, but it really comes down to like, what the game is. Am I really, really into it?
Yeah. Or even like live streaming. I'm like, this is a game I could just live stream me playing. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, but then it's not the same because, like, the thing is, like, people think that when you're playing a video game on a stream or something, you're just playing a game. And to be fair, there are YouTubers or streamers who do just that.
Yeah.
Like, no commentary, just sitting there playing the video game. And it's like, that's not how it works. You cannot do that. That will not work. If it does work, you have won the lottery. In which case, you should have just bought a lottery ticket because then you wouldn't even have to play video games. You could have just had the millions of dollars.
That's like what Crip does. You ever watch Crip? He's just like sitting there, just like.
Crip can be pretty entertaining though, and if
Yeah.
I remember him from the Diablo 3 era, because that's when he got really popular, because he was the only person to beat hardcore normal Inferno.
Oh wow, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
that's what he got popular for. He was the only person to do it. He did the night before they nerfed it, so like, gotta give him props for that. I mean, all the stupid things I have in World of Warcraft that I like to always talk about with all the war creation. Yeah, back in the same days, my guild was top 25 Muru kills. I don't know if you remember Muru, but back then he was pretty tough. Back good old day, we were the second Alliance guild to beat it, because most people played Horde because they were always been more popular. But he does a lot more. He's more like, if you look at his YouTube channel, he's an entertainer now.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so, not gonna hate on him. He's cool. I think he lives in Ontario too.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
I think he does. Yeah. Which I live in. That's the reason why I brought that up. Just randomly. I think he lives in Vermont. There's a fact I knew.
Wow. Oh yeah, you should tell me about the Minecraft idea.
Oh, did you? Well, you did. I don't even tell. I'm just gonna drag you onto the show because I know the second you come on it, you're gonna love it and you're gonna play it more with me.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Well, so basically, we started a series last year called Lords of Minecraft because basically, I don't actually like building in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Right? I just like, there's a lot of people. I got it. They like building and they do lots of series where they build, but basically what we did is we made a server. We made it a public server, okay, and people can like do like work jobs. So think like shitty Harvest Moon. On Harvest Moon you have these shitty jobs. You can do these shitty jobs, and then they can go and they can buy like a little piece of land that's inside of a city. The city is currently named Dong Dank. That's what the peasants voted for, so that's what currently we call it. And basically, there's nothing to do. That's it. They build their house, and there's nothing left to do. But the great thing is, for the content creators that work on it, they are the lords of the city, and they have no rules. So we just go around and like we do things in the city. So we treat it like a mixture of like a role-playing game with being able to hang out and play with fans and get funny video content. So we will do things like, have like a round table and declare laws. Like the last round table we had, we banned the emotion of being angry. So if you're angry, we would throw you in jail. We built a jail. It looks like Alcatraz, but it's like half flooded because we didn't pay the bills. It's just like, imagine a world where everyone is a poor little peasant, okay? But then you got these 10 lords and all of them are dicks. That's the video series that we created.
And you just do what you want. You'd be like, you know
do
what?
what you want.
Ricky's house is starting to piss me off.
And the best thing is like everyone really involved with it like kind of gets it at this point. So like if you go on and like if you are on the server, if I bring you on, you're standing next to me, they'll bow to you. They'll like hold shift, so they're like crouching and they'll lower their head and they'll just bow to you.
He's created.
Go. I'm kneeling to you. Look at that. They all bow to you when you walk by.
So you pretty much just created a game where people worship you.
Yeah, but the thing is, it makes really good YouTube. The thing is, like, I've tried to do things in the past, like with fans, like try to like do series. But the problem is, like, there's always fans that just kind of are jerks or dicks about it. And like, so like if I go to stream like even something like World of Warcraft, you'll have like those 3 fans that are like following you around in your mount and like tagging your mobs.
It's like, I'm in the stream.
And you're just like, So we wanted to create a way where we could play with fans, and the fans would kind of get what to do. And the best way is if they actually just act like poor little peasants. And it sounds like terrible and evil. It's like, all you do is go around and blow up their buildings, but it's like everyone who builds something so we can kind of like wreck it in a funny way.
Yeah.
Oh god, I don't know how I explain the series without it just sounding like, well, basically we're just 10 dicks. We're being dicks, a bunch of people who are kind of like us.
I think it's a
But
brilliant idea.
but it's a really fun roleplay server. It's so fun that I honestly think after I finish on Forgotten Quest, I'm gonna make a standalone version of it.
Yeah.
Like just is not try to make Minecraft, just make a game in a world that is just it's like a free world that people just come on that we can do a YouTube series, because I've had this problem with Let's Playing game. You're under a network,
Yeah.
but anyone not under a network on YouTube gets screwed sometimes by certain companies.
Yeah.
Like last year, Nintendo was vicious with everyone, even networked partners, but Nintendo was just flagging everything.
Yeah, they were.
And I was almost done with, like, I didn't do Mario Kart and I didn't plan to do Smash Brothers because of it, and this was going to be my last year of Pokemon, but they haven't started flagging Pokemon this year. So if they don't do that, then I might still keep doing that.
I think they've gotten a bit better.
I think they've realized how detrimental it might be if they
Yeah.
decide to tell everyone, don't make videos on our movies. All right, well, everyone in the world is going to make videos on everything but your games. Congratulations, Nintendo.
Yeah.
They're making money off our video. Nobody's watching the videos for the game. They're watching it for the person behind the game. That's kind of how it works.
Yeah, and it's like, it's free promotion for you. Like, do you not get that?
Well, there is some games and there's some channels that I'm like if you're like your story-based game, like The Last of Us,
Yeah.
like, there's YouTube channels that are just like silent playthroughs.
Yeah.
So there's no commentary. And they do really well because there's just a bunch of people who just want to experience the story. They have no interest in playing the game. And I bet you that can probably hurt sales, but I bet you it's still not as much as people making videos of your game regardless.
I can't even watch a silent playthrough. Like, I get bored.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need someone, like, talking.
hmm
I don't know. But I also watch it to just, like, have his background noise while I'm playing a game.
Oh, can we go through this cave? Or do we need the key?
Like, I guarantee, like, the vast majority of people listening to this right now or watching are doing something else.
Well, this is more of a podcast material. Like, we could have made it a podcast, but
Yeah.
I mean, just wouldn't be keeping up with tradition.
Yeah, and we would. It's like a nice. What?
There's another. What? What?
What?
He's level 11.
Wild and monkey.
Dude, they're like, nobody knows that we're here doing this.
No. This is just some random person we came across.
Look, there's his body too.
What?
What is he doing?
What the shit is happening?
I like how this happened right as you were saying, explaining. Nobody's gonna be watching this video. And immediately something happened. Oh, she was fishing.
But why? Why here?
Maybe she's. I have no idea. All right, moving on.
It's moving on now.
Just
Oh, maybe they. I think they came down from Dunmorrow and they don't, or Lochmodon, and they have
Yeah.
no idea like what this place is. Like they might be new and they just died and they're like, whoa, this place is high level.
Well, she has a fishing rod equipped, so I'm wondering if she's actually using that as her weapon. That might be a problem.
They'll
not
figure it out.
I recommend it. I love this game though. This
Yeah.
I think this game will be around my entire life, because I think this game at this point, even if they did no more content updates, there will always be enough people that are nostalgic enough to be like, I just wanted to go play World of Warcraft for a couple months.
Yeah.
And like, how many of those do you really need to keep the game alive? 100,000, 10,000. Like there's like old MMOs like EverQuest 1 and Dark Age Camelot Online. They have like 500 people playing them, but they just keep them up because it pays for the bills and they make a little bit of money, so they just keep it up.
People just make private servers too, like they do already.
Yeah.
It's-
This game will just always be around in some
It's-
form.
It has such a. It's like it's so polished to the point of. It just feels like right. It feels like how like when you eat with a fork, it just feels right. It's like when you play this game, everything just feels right.
And that's also why like a lot of MMOs don't do well, is because they try to replicate what WoW has, but it's like, yeah, but you're not WoW.
Yeah.
You're kind of like trying to make me nostalgic towards something that you're not.
It's like if you try to copy Google, like, look, we made a Google. It's like, yeah, but I can just go to Google.
Also, I honestly think a lot of these MMOs are just scams. Like when they purposely come out with no end game, Like so World of Warcraft has this problem where there's two games. There's the leveling game, and then there's reach max level, and then it becomes something completely different.
Yeah.
And every game tries to copy the WoW formula, and they focus on like the leveling part, but it's really clear that players don't give a shit about the leveling part. Like some do, right?
Yeah.
But a mass majority of like your core audience who are going to be playing the game for more than 1 month, they don't care about that because that experience only lasts a month.
Yeah.
So,
But it's like, even with that, like, even Blizzard's adapted their end game. Like, it used to be, like, in Vanilla WoW and all that, it was, they knew their audience, and it was a bunch of nerdy people who are just like, we love the RPGs. And it's evolved into a point where it's just a lot of casual people, too, or a lot of people that used to play now have jobs and can't devote time and families, and so they're just like, hey,
yeah,
if you can't actually raid, you do looking for raid. And it's like, people get angry at that, but it's like,
content.
yeah, it's like they just want to experience it, and they're like, oh, all right. And it's
I
like,
couldn't raid again. Like, there's no way. Like,
I know.
there's no way I could fully raid. Like, it would be way too much of a commitment for everybody to do. While I might enjoy doing it, I could never do it. So it's pretty awesome that they put that feature in. That now that I am actually the casual player.
Yeah.
Well, you asked me 5 years ago about it, I would have been like, "That's stupid." Blah 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 blah. But
Yeah.
I was just ignorant and wrong. Like they're way smarter than the younger version of me thinking of what the direction of World of Warcraft could be, because you need the casual player audience. There's
Yeah.
casual players, and the thing is, the hardcore players will probably always be there regardless, as long as you give them something to do.
Yeah, just like the same fights, but they're harder, and you get better loot, and they can be like, I have the best gear, and that's kind of what they want anyway, or like achievements and everything. But it's like, lots of people are just like, I want to do the raid and see the boss fight and experience it, and it's like, you can do that.
I kind of wish Hearthstone premiered in World of Warcraft, though. Like, and you could have bought the cards with gold.
That would be kinda
That would
cool.
have been set. That would have been set.
I still think they're
Would've
gonna do
loved
a
it.
lot more like cards you can get in WoW for Hearthstone.
Do you think they will do that? Just
I
cards
think
that you can
so.
only get in WoW?
Like, log in, or not even log in, like, go here and buy this card at Theramore and get,
Have
like,
they done anything like that other than like promotional cards
I
from
don't
like
think
BlizzCon
so.
packages?
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think so, but
I don't know if they will do that. That might turn off their players of the other game, though. They might be like, I don't want to play your WoW game.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, Hearthstone has a lot of people that don't even, like, play WoW or have ever
Yeah.
played WoW.
Well, the thing is, like, Hearthstone's really sucking up that Magic of the Gathering audience that has been
Yeah.
like, we need Magic of the Gathering online, but Magic of the Gathering doesn't know how to make their online game
Yeah.
because it's not. The game doesn't translate well into Magic of the Gathering.
But the biggest problem with Hearthstone right now is they don't have enough cards. And so everything's just really predictable because they have so few cards, and people just know all the good cards and the best, like, decks and everything. But now that they're releasing, like, this big expansion, it'll change up everything.
Yeah. And their expansion came at probably just the right time. Like, Nax was, what, in summer? Did we get Nax?
Yeah, it's like July or something.
Yeah, we got Nax in summer, and then we get this, like, I'm surprised, because Blizzard isn't known for fast content patches. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that we're getting this expansion before the end of the year, because if not, this, like, I used to play Hearthstone probably every day, just kind of, like, doing the dailies, but eventually just stopped doing anything. I was just like, I'm just, it's the
That's what I
same
did,
shit over and
too.
over.
It's like
I'm done
Zoo
playing
Deck
this.
Hunter.
Yeah. You can only do so many fun things before you're just like, all right,
Yeah.
I tried making this mill rogue. I mean, I don't really win, but it's kind of funny. 'Cause sometimes I made this deck, and I don't actually attack the enemy. I just try to draw them into fatigue,
Yeah.
just to annoy them.
That's
It
what I
doesn't
tried
really
doing. I
win,
tried
but-
just making, like, stupid decks like that.
Yeah. So, I kind of hope they keep, like, I hope we get another expansion next summer and then one Christmas. If they keep this up with Hearthstone, awesome, because they didn't do that with WoW, and that's
Yeah.
what led me to ultimately quit. Was like being a raider, man. Like, I did a year of Black Temple, dude, and then I did a year of fucking Lich King, and then like a year of Ulduar, just like where the content patches between them were just so long, and then they give you like Trials of Crusader, and it's just like, really, 5 bosses that we beat in like the first week.
Yeah.
I mean, and now you're gonna gate them all in heroic. They're just really slow with content updates, and hopefully they're not like that Especially
Yeah.
Heroes of the Storm, man. Like I like Heroes of the Storm, but man, does it need more heroes.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, they're going into beta in January, and I know they're adding Thrall and Jaina. Thrall is overpowered, like
Is
really
he?
over. He's broken. Like the new map is really fun too. It's like a what's that place here? Uldum. It's like an Uldum map, and you control these statues, and they destroy the enemy sea. It's kind of like the pirate map, except more about just controlling the pirate ship. It's like if the pirate ship was king of the hill.
The pirate map is the funniest one because it used to be my favorite map. Now it's my least favorite map because that's the one map where a comeback is near impossible.
Yeah.
Like every other map, you can actually just get to the level 20 mark and you've been losing the entire game, but you win one team fight and then you win the next team fight and then you win the next team fight and then you win the game because it's level 20.
Yeah.
But on the pirate map, it's like you win a team fight, doesn't matter. They just need to get 10 more coins and the game's over.
Yeah.
It's so hard to come back because just you lose everything. And then they have two ways to win: attack your base or just collect coins.
Yeah.
So,
I like that they have a lot of maps though. Like it makes it more
yeah,
fun.
yeah. I'm glad that they don't have just the single Dota map. Like, because League of Legends is stuck, man. Like, they try to make new maps, and everyone's just like, nah, I
Yeah.
don't. I mean, it's fast and fun, but I'm just not feeling this Dominion thing.
Yeah. Like I like ARAM, but ARAM wasn't even
Every-
supposed to be a mode.
Yeah,
And they were just like, all right, we'll do it.
yeah, it's just one of those things, right?
Yeah.
You mess about it every now and then.
Yeah. I mainly just play it if I like don't feel like trying, or I want to see if I can play a new here like champion or something. Or
Yeah, just mess about with abilities and stuff.
yeah, I usually troll people in it too. That's when I call people nerds. They get really mad. I've gotten reported like so many times. It's like you are harassing people. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just calling them nerds.
A long time ago, probably like a year or 2 years ago, I started this mantra where when I want to say, because the thing is, like, you should probably not say mean things on the internet anymore to people.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're gonna have a top Reddit post about here's WoWcrendor being racist. Look at him call me a gay nerd. I was so offended. Top post. Everyone's just downvoting all your stuff. Like that just happened. I've seen like on the social, like ever since social media became bigger than forums, I've seen people's careers just get crushed because they rage a little bit, and then everyone in the world pretends like I never offend people. I've never offended someone in my life. Be racist. I've never said anything that could be sexist or racist or offensive even once in a video game. Dude, when I was like 17, man, I was a little shit. I was an asshole.
Yeah.
I was an asshole in video games. And like people lose like their entire life now because you're somewhat popular on the web and then you say something bad. And sometimes they're just really shitty people and they probably should be off, but sometimes it's just like one guy who just used language he probably really shouldn't.
Yeah.
Just get screwed. So you know what I do now? Now if I ever want to just like, if I ever want to type something to someone and it's even kind of negative, I type it all out and then just delete it.
Yeah.
Because what do I care? He doesn't need to read what I said. I felt good just typing it. There we go.
I just call them nerds.
Fucking crendor.
Nobody gets it's become my thing now. I just call people nerds because me and my friend we were just like, we don't really want to like yell at people because that's what they all do. Like, yeah, blah. But it's like I'm just gonna call them a nerd because I mean it's not really offensive. You can like, well, you're a nerd and be like,
People
oh,
get offended. No, people get offended if you call them nerd.
I know. That's why I do it. So then I'll be like, wow, nerd, what are you getting in the bush when you're hiding in there like Hot Pockets? They just like freak out. They're just like, being a nerd isn't a bad thing. I'm like, I never said it was a bad thing, nerd. But I only do it to people that I know are like being douchey or they like start freaking out like, nobody's going mid lane when I just want to do it. I'm like, shut up, nerd. That's when I do it. I don't just troll people randomly. This one guy, he got so mad, he made a post on like it was some game. He made a post on the subreddit. He's like, I come home at night and I just want to play a game. And I was like, all we did was like tell you to go gank a jungle or take a jungle camp instead of doing whatever you were doing. And then he freaked out and was like, blah, blah. And we just called him a nerd and then he left the game. We were like, maybe you shouldn't be playing like MOBA games because have you seen this community?
Well, you really shouldn't play games like multiplayer games when you're upset. Like people use games as a stress relief, as an
Yeah.
escape. But if you're like upset in real life and you come into a multiplayer game, you're probably gonna have a bad time. Like you're not gonna have a good experience. Because if you're already on tilt and you go into a game that can make that worse, even Hearthstone, man. Like
Yeah.
you go to Hearthstone and you can't even talk to the opponent, and like you're already kind of upset, and like you play a goddamn fucking warlock guy, and the first thing he drops is like, you're just like an Undertaker. You're just like fucking motherfucking.
You play Anduin, and he's just like, greetings, 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 greetings. It's like spams greetings.
He takes 7 minutes. Dude, why isn't there a ranked mode where you only get 15 seconds per turn?
I've been saying that since it came out. I was like, where's like the speed chess mode?
Yeah, no, they need like a really it was really cool watching the tournament, the Hearthstone tournament. That was like the one thing I watched at BlizzCon because I was interested in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because America won. In your face, Korea. We won something in esports. Sure, it's the one that requires no mechanical skill, but in your face. But watching, I was just like, man, these guys have way too much fucking time.
I know.
Like they're just sitting there doing math. Like imagine how exciting and how skilled that sport would be if like you only had like 15 seconds, not counting animation time.
Yeah, like I've
Just
been
15
wondering that
seconds.
too. Like,
Boom.
just put up the Nosdormu timer, like make it like Nosdormu mode, and he's just like on the map sitting there. And
It would be
everything's sped up.
exciting and fast too. Like it
I
would be
know.
so fast paced. Maybe that would be bad as a spectator thing, but I thought it would be cooler as a spectator because
Yeah,
then
I
everybody
did
would be like it'd be more like actually what Yu-Gi-Oh is.
Yeah.
You'd get like day 9 casting. You'd be like, oh, he plays a trap card. Oh, he passes his turn. Oh, it's Anduin. Anduin attacks. Oh my god, it's amazing crap.
I know. Yeah, it would be so much fun. And then there's like the people that do the math all the time. Like, well, the counter they have to do it super
Dude.
fast to like figure out what their priority is. Oh
Can
my
we do
god.
that? Do you have the contacts? Can we host a speed tournament?
I don't know if it's possible though.
What do you mean possible? We'll give them like I'll write them a program that gives them a clock, and they got to pass or they're disqualified. They
Oh,
gotta,
that is a good idea.
they gotta end their turn.
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, you just make it happen. All the right stuff if we need to have it, but oh boy, that'd be so exciting to see. Because dude, I bet you if we could host a tournament, even if we could just have like even some notable people, not even like big guys, just like some little guys.
Yeah.
But if we hosted like a little tournament, it was just you and me casting, being all super excited. Oh man.
This could be a big time play coming up right here. He's gonna play the freezing trap. Is he gonna hold it? Oh, he's gonna hold it. It could be the
Nobody
wrong
doesn't
move.
know there's a pyroblast in effect. Oh, pyroblast coming
Oh
down, 10
my-
damage. That's the game. He passes his turn. He's got 2 health.
I haven't seen a game like that since the Great Hearthstone War of 1778.
That'd be like Husky. You know Husky, right? From
Yeah, I
Husky
know
Starcraft?
Husky.
Yeah. That's like Husky's calling, man.
It
Like,
is.
that's the type of caster he is.
We-
He's just waiting. He's like, when is
We-
Speed Hearthstone coming? Then Husky
We-
Hearthstone will become the top caster.
When we were playing
waiting
Heroes of the
for it.
Storm on stage, he had to click in ready, and everybody clicked in ready, and he was looking at his phone, and I was like, and Husky Starcraft's over there waiting to click in on his phone. We're going to see if he puts it in. He's like, thanks, Crendor. I was looking at my phone, but now I'm not.
Oh man. Yeah, that's the one thing that Hearthstone's missing for me. Oh, and
Yeah.
more deck slots.
Like, they had a thing where they were talking about the statistics of the new cards, and it was just so boring. I was like, I don't care. I just... is Trump, I think, talking. He's just like, well, if you look at the mathematical formula of this card, it's not a very good card. I'm like, I don't care. It's the Matter Bomber. He's gonna blow shit up.
What's funny though is like everybody taught like Trump and all the big guys. They're all about the math behind it, and they
Yeah.
probably really like that game. The math is still a big thing, but if you put a 15-second clock on people, that math's gonna become a lot less important because
Yep.
it's more gonna be about figuring things out fast. And then when somebody figures out like a lethal that they couldn't see, because the thing is finding lethal when you have 2 minutes. When somebody misses lethal, you're like, you're an idiot. You had 2 minutes to do basic math.
You could have
Like,
formulated a battle plan and
you have to
written
be able to count to 30. Can you do add and subtract to 30? Apparently not. Congratulations, you're an idiot. But if you have 15 seconds, man, people are going to be like, he missed lethal, but it was a very hard lethal to spot, and he only had 15 seconds.
Yeah. Oh man.
Dude, you gotta make it so they have to listen to like music too, like really pressure intense music. It's like the only sound effect they hear on their turn is like the sound from like Sonic the Hedgehog when he's drowning.
It just ends, then it repeats. Or maybe it changes to like different dramatic video game songs.
Different dramatic video game songs for 15 seconds. It's the most intense game of your life, man. It's called Stress Stone.
Stress Stone.
Stress Stone tournament.
Man, I like that's a.
You gotta up the ante, man. You gotta make it so like they gotta do it at the same time. They gotta bake a cake during the match. Say it's a 2-part competition. They're based on their Hearthstone best of 5 and their cake building ability with cake judges. That way we can get on the Food Network. That's how we That's how we have a legitimate esport. We go through the Food Network. Look, Food Network, they're running out of shows, man. There's only so many times you can saute something.
Yeah.
So we give them a cake competition disguised as an esport, so they can get the younger crowds. Boom.
They have a new show though with Alton Brown hosting it. It's a Cutthroat Kitchen. I really like that.
What's that one about? I haven't seen that one.
He's Cutthroat Kitchen is they have 4 contestants and they gotta cook something. So like you're gonna cook I don't know, macaroni and cheese. And they're like, all right. And he's like, but you each have $25,000 and you can spend it on screwing over your opponents. And so he's like, whoever buys this like bonus thing gets to make it so instead of using like good cheese, they have to use like canned spray cheese. So like somebody will pay like $10,000 to make their opponents use like canned spray cheese, and the judge tastes it and they're just like, oh, this doesn't taste right.
Do they get like less money? Like,
yeah, like they only have a certain amount of money.
You keep?
So like yeah, you win whatever you keep. And so some people are like, I don't need that. I'm just gonna keep my money, and then they lose. Or some people just spend all their money and they like win, but they have nothing
that's what
left.
I would do. Dude, if you win in that contest, I'm spending all 25. I'm gonna spend $30,000. I'm gonna spend more. Like, can I put $5,000 into this project?
That's
like,
that's like the one show I watch on Food Network. It was just so much fun to watch people screw each other over. Or like somebody will screw one person over and they're like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna screw over them next time. Or like they go out for vengeance. Oh man, like they'll make it so they can't use any kitchen utensils, so they're like trying to do everything with their hands. It's insane.
That's rad. We'll make the alphabetical rule. So if a Hearthstone player manages to play a card that contains every letter of the alphabet in order, so that you gotta start with an A, then a B, then a C. It's like shooting the moon in a best of 7.
Yeah.
They automatically win the entire tournament. Tournament over. Tournament automatically ends.
Was that card in Yu-Gi-Oh that won everything?
The Exodia?
Yeah, it's like that.
Where's the Exodia of Hearthstone?
It's just like he doesn't have a card to play the ABCs. He just doesn't play anything.
With that like super whirlwind that can like attack 4 times.
Yeah.
Card.
I saw
like,
that.
Like Hearthstone Exodia. oh, hold on. We can't cross this bridge.
Why not?
This is the bridge of next episode.
Oh man, I can see it from the end of the tunnel.
I know. I can see the other side of the bridge, but we can't cross it until the next episode.
Dun.
It's not as exciting, the bridge of next episode.
No, I mean that's the next episode.
I thought it would be more exciting. It was less exciting.
Yeah, I did too.
All right, so we need to go
over the river.
Is in Western Plaguelands.
The woods. Yes.
Right here, you lead. I've been leading. You lead.
We have to go to. Yeah, we gotta go through here and then through Western and then Eastern and then up. So our goal is to get to Eversong Woods.
This expansion. So last year when we were talking, it was Panda. Panda was like middle of Panda, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then the year before that, I think we were talking just as they released Panda or had released Panda, something like that.
I think it was.
Or was it still in Cata?
Well,
Cata.
Pandaria came out 2 years ago. So, yeah, it was 2 years ago because I remember I like live streamed when it happened, and then Cata came out a year and a half before that. So, when did we do that? I think Pandaria came out just as we did our first one, and then it had been out a while last year.
I like this expansion though. I honestly would recommend it to anyone who used to play WoW and is like itching to
Yeah.
play. That even if you're just gonna do the leveling experience, I haven't been a massive fan of quest leveling. It's not the way I generally like leveling in video games. But this questing experience was amazing because you know what was cool was the treasure system and the boss system that you were pointing out.
Yeah.
Like just being able to like randomly discover things while I was playing, that is so much more fun.
Yeah, it adds that like extra element of like exploration too, or like treasures are all over, and you're like, oh, I found a treasure thing, and it's like a
Yeah.
toy.
Yeah, it's a toy or something that might even. That was the one thing I didn't like is a lot of the boss loot and the treasure loot was just random spec stuff,
Yeah.
which might have been fine back in the day, but these days it's just like, ugh, come on, this is not something I can use.
Yeah.
And like we're spoiled by that. Like everything you get now is like things you can use. You do a dungeon, there's no like even dungeon loot.
Yeah.
Now that they fixed it anyway, you just get things for you.
Yeah. But it makes exploration like that much more fun too, because it encourages exploring, which is nice.
Yeah.
Even if you only get like item level 500 shoulder pads. Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh, phasing, man. Phasing is terrible in groups.
I know, it just like goes like puts you.
There you are.
Oh, it's raining.
Dude, it's just been raining everywhere. Did they add rain to the game, I'm guessing?
I mean, rain's
So it has to rain?
been there, but I think they just maybe they updated the rain. They must have done something.
Is this ghost rain? I don't know. I don't
Ghost
remember
rain.
rain. Like, I don't remember it raining in World of Warcraft, but now it's everywhere.
No, they had rain for a long time. I remember when they patched it and put in weather effects. That was back in before BC came out.
Hmm.
They had
Maybe
snow,
I just don't remember it.
dust storms. So you can get in the Timeless Isle, which is a Pandaria thing. You can get stones, and you can make it rain or snow in wherever. So you can go to like a city, like Stormwind, and make it rain there or snow there. It's actually
That's
kind of
amazing.
cool. Yeah, I really like that.
I kind of told you this before recording. I'm working on a World of Warcraft series,
Yeah,
and I've been collecting. Like, I already had a bunch of them because, like, I used to do like I had the foam sword rack. Like on Majachi, I had like my instant party kit with like the 2 tents and like the keg from Brewfest, and I had the foam road sack, and I would just drop these down in Swordblade, and like people would just automatically huddle towards you because they'd be like, "What is all this shit that wasn't here a minute ago?" People start just batting each other with swords, and so the toy box for me is just like a godsend. It's just like now everything I had collected on that character I can use on any character,
Yeah.
and for like I know at this point you do a lot of your machinima. You do it like in the movie maker program, the model viewer, and that's what I used to do it too. But there's something about being able to do it in the game that just like tickles me in a funny way where I'm like, that's really amazing. Like, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and do the series, and I'm gonna try doing no special anything, like no overlay effects, no nothing. I'm just gonna try and do it with what I can do in WoW. So, you know what the coolest thing I've discovered so far is?
What?
Do you know the new jewel crafting thing that lets you swap it lets you swap what you look like with another group mate looks like?
Yeah,
Have you seen this item?
I've seen that.
So like if you're a gnome, you can swap with them. It works with shape shifting, and it gives you a 5-minute version of it. So like if you have like a toy box thing that turns you into the Nagran or a Wisp or any of the other transformations,
Yeah,
you can copy that and just have it for 5 minutes.
that's really cool.
And then you can even refresh it. You can like give it to someone by trading with somebody else's, and then they will become the Naga, and then you can take it back, so you can just infinitely have it. And that's made me go on this hunt for like what transformation effects are in this game that I can figure out. I want to see if there's any big ones. Like if there's like a really really big one. A lot of the big ones I've looked at are like vehicles, but if there's like a transformation effect that you get like from a quest and it like just turns you into Deathwing, my God. I am going to just like walk around Stormwind as Deathwing, just be like, "Rah!"
Hey guys, how's it going?
Like if you actually know a transformation effect, please post in the comments. Just link me the Wowhead quest or something, or just tell me the name of the quest if you think there's a transformation effect like that. Because, but I'm just gonna do silly things with them. I hope I can find like a Deathwing or something, or any of the dragons.
That would be really cool. How do you get that item? The
It's a jewel crafting like
jewel crafting.
yeah, you just have to be a jewel crafter. So Yeah, no, it's fantastic, and I hope they don't nerf it.
Yeah.
Like there's fun ones like you. So if you are grouped with a druid and he goes into the water and he turns into a seal, you can steal the seal form, and now you're just a land seal, and you just run around, and you can use it in combat and everything. So like my friend Roman and me were doing it, and he was just like, I'm gonna be a seal paladin. And he's just running around as a seal, dropping holy stuff. You can do it in Ashran and everything. So if you want to go to Ashran and be a seal, you can do it up. I was actually thinking, there's like transformation effects that turn you into like flies and stuff. I wonder if that's just broken in Ashran. Like if you could just be like a tiny little fly and you're like, hey, I'm secretly a rogue, assholes.
Oh man, I don't even. Yeah, I haven't really seen that many transformations. I saw someone as, what was it, a tiger thing, but I don't think that's from that. I'm not sure.
Well, there's 11 pages of toys, so
Yeah.
I really like. There's got to be a lot of like easy to get ones that I haven't really messed with.
Yeah.
So
Well, oh yeah. Well, I use WoW Model Viewer a lot because there's just like ideas I get where I'm like I have to use it to like recreate that in
yeah.
the game. But like whenever I do it, I always use in-game stuff as much as possible, and then if I put in the model viewer thing, I never like it never looks like this is the most professional thing. It's just like really just green screened in and then good to go. I don't even like resize it to make sense. It's just like all right.
I wasn't hating on you because I did a lot of mild
Yeah.
stuff with WoW Model Viewer because it lets you do basically ideas you couldn't normally do. But like I already kind of told you the idea for this video series, and it's kind of basically just actually in WoW, so it's
Yeah.
pretty easy to do.
I think it's really cool. I've been writing my like big series. I got 25 pages in, and then I rewrote those as like another draft. Turns out making a big series takes a lot of time.
It does like if you're actually just writing everything from scratch, like
Yeah.
the story from the beginning to the end, it takes so long because you have to basically do the whole idea, and then you got to rewrite it, and then reread it, and then you'll rewrite it, and then you got to sit on it for like a month or two,
Yeah.
and then read it to see if it even makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I ended up doing because I wrote all that and I was like, all right, and I waited a bit and I went back and rewrote it and I was like, well, that's dumb. This is dumb. This is it's like, but I mean, it's coming along. I was contemplating whether I wanted to make the first episode just because I wanted to see the reaction to it, or like wait until I finish writing it. And I think I'd rather just make the episode now that I've like done everything.
Well, so this is always the hard problem is you always have to accept that regardless of how good the series is, it might just not get any internet momentum. Like that's
Yeah.
just the way the internet is. Like it might just be just as popular as you playing goddamn Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
Like that's what, you know what I mean? Like that's what just could happen. And so you have to basically accept that, and then you have to basically decide, will I be determined enough to finish it?
Yeah, that is
Because I would not start a movie series that has an entire storyline and they'll release the first episode because then people will be like, where's Time Gnomes 3? If you want to get into that specific situation of people asking you to the end of time, where is Time Gnomes 3? But oh man, I should just call this series Time Gnomes. That would just solve a lot of problems I currently have with YouTube.
Well, I don't know. I've always wanted to make like a bigger project thing. That's the only reason. But it's like I've get the point where I'm like, I have so much written. I could probably make like 3 or 4 episodes, and I just kind of like I'd want to keep writing it, but I'm like I'd feel like I'd rather just I don't know. It's confusing because there's like so many different. If I make it, then I'm like I can't change anything either. Like it's all just set. I can't go back and be like, oh well, this ending I wrote makes more sense.
It depends how serious you make it. Like it really depends how serious you make it. Like I always, because I always typically always focus on humor as the main theme for anything I write.
Yeah.
And when you focus on humor for the main theme that you can write, you can basically change anything down the road.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. So that's good.
And you're going to be similar. So the whole thing is for you, right? If you write something that's funny, but you also have a little bit of story, so people might get attached to it and attached to characters and like it, then you always get it because your main context is humor. If there's ever something you really want to change, you probably can find a way to do it.
Yeah. There's always a way. Just like
Just Scooby-Doo it. Papa Joe was never really a gnome. It was a Thor in disguise.
da, da, da. I mean, it's just That's the thing. Yeah, when you have comedy, you can just do whatever. When it's like some serious big thing, people will be like, "This character's development was not the way I thought it would play out because of your bad storyline." It's like, well, this, I'm just like, and he was a tree all along.
Yeah, well, that's why like people like love things like Tolkien and the what was it called, the Game of Thrones
Yeah.
by George R.R. Martin, because those guys, that's what they do. They don't write a story, they build a goddamn world. They make every single person that exists in the world, and then they tell the story. And then, while at the same time, like keeping notes of, well, if he's doing this, then Sam definitely needs to go to the pub at that time.
Yeah. Yeah,
It takes a long time.
and then people are just like, write the book now, and he's just like,
You gotta write slow, because if you write fast, you're gonna trip over yourself. And oh man, continuity errors. People just can't stand continuity errors. I just
be like, write it faster. And he writes it faster. It's like, oh my god, this is so bad.
My only suggestion I would give you in anything writing is avoid time travel like the plague. Never, ever, ever, ever use time travel.
Unless it's like ironic.
Unless, even if it's ironic, it's like the ultimate It's almost like waking up with amnesia. Bad.
Yeah.
Like every story, even WoW has a ton of time travel stuff, and all the time travel stuff is really just like, so you mean we're going to the Burning Crusade again, but it's in an alternate universe?
But they can cross from the alternate universe back into our universe.
That.
Really, it's just a scapegoat for them to like bring back all the old lore people.
They want old lore people back. Yeah. I understand it. It's just, you know.
Yeah. Any time traveling.
That's a poor planning thing. Like if they knew they wanted to have those old people back, they would have wrote it different, right?
Yeah.
But
we
they don't have that choice. They're World of Warcraft, and they're like, man, how can we go fight all these really cool characters we once had? Time travel.
Like we were in the Everbloom, one of the new dungeons, and at the end of it, you can see Stormwind, and we're like, wait, but we can see like current Stormwind, but we're in Old World. And we're just like, that doesn't make sense. But Chris Metzen's just like, you know what, you can deal with it, shithead. Chris Metzen, 2014.
You can deal with this shit. Oh man.
It's like Red Shirt Guy.
Hey, Richard guy's a cool guy.
Red Shirt Guy is a cool guy.
I mean, I'm not. I keep saying last BlizzCon, but I mean like the one from last year's BlizzCon.
Yeah.
He actually supported my Kickstarter.
Oh, whoa. That's pretty cool. Red Shirt Guy, if you're listening, hello.
Well, the funny thing is, I met him at BlizzCon, and I recognized him before he recognized me. How often does that happen?
Yeah.
Where you recognize the fan before they recognize you? Because I go up to him, I'm like, hey, Red Shirt Guy, and he's just like he was just dazed. I think he was standing there with his mom. Yeah. So he's there with his mom, and I just recognize him. I was like, "Hey, Richard!" He has no idea who I am. I don't typically put my face like everywhere on the internet. That's just not what I typically do. So not everyone always knows what I look like. So
yeah,
it's always kind of funny when when something like that happens.
Yeah, that kind of happened when I met Bashiak. They were like, "And here's Micah," and that's his real name. And I was like, "Oh hey," and after a while. I saw his thing said Bashiak. I was like, "Oh, you're Bashiak," and he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Your name's Micah. That's weird."
Dude, that's his own fault, dude. When you're an internet person and you're introducing another internet person, you always introduce them by their internet name.
I know.
I'm kind of lucky because I've used my name Rob a lot, so people kind of say, "Oh, there's just Rob." But like my friend Roman, everyone thought his name was Roman. It's not. It's Brian. And but I introduce people, and it's like, no, this is Roman. I introduced him to my mother. He met my mom when I was like 20. And I'm like, this is Roman, because I'm like, it's just less confusing, guys. Let's just.
I know.
Generations aren't gonna get it that everyone now has two names.
So, most people just call each other, but like everybody just calls me Crendor. Even people actually know me started calling me Crendor.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna call you Druid.
Yeah, you call me Druid Guy.
Crendor sounds like awkward. Like it makes my mouth make a shape that I don't want my mouth to be.
Crendor.
Like Crendor. It makes my tongue move in a way that I'm just not comfortable with. So we're gonna stick with Druid Guy, even though you don't even play a Druid.
I know. I haven't played a druid in like 4 years.
Did you even rename your druid? What, you played like a rogue or something, and then you like either renamed or transferred your druid, and just like, I gotta be druid guy.
Yeah, well, you're like, we need a healer more or something. I was like, I'll play my druid or something like that. And then
I loved when you started making those videos of like, that's everybody knows this type of raider, and I'm just thinking, half of these are fucking you asshole.
I know.
Don't show up the raid on time. Won't play alternate spec. Hate speed tank spec. Calls everybody a nerd.
Makes a grilled cheese instead of finishing the instance.
Randomly FK for 20 minutes at a time.
Dude, I went randomly AFK the other day when I was on Jesse's stream. I was like, hold on, I gotta be right back. And I forgot I was streaming. I came back. He just stopped streaming. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. He's just like, yep. I don't know. I've done that. I like used to raid in Molten Core, and I'd like follow somebody and go eat dinner. Come back. It's like, all right.
That was an age thing, though. That sounds like your mom and dad are gonna be angry at you.
Well, yeah. And I was like, my food's gonna get cold.
Everyone did that at Molten Core.
Yeah.
I used to have so many friends that were like, all right, I gotta go for 30 minutes. It's like, where are you going? It's like, I gotta go downstairs and eat dinner at the table.
Yep. It's like,
man,
hey.
Eating dinner at the table. Do people even do that anymore?
I don't even know. I don't think so. If you
I don't
do.
even own a table. I have some stools by my counter.
I mean,
I've eaten at them twice.
The only time you eat at the table now is like Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but I don't need a table for that. I'm going over to my mom's house. My mom's got a table.
That's why I had a dining room here, and I was like, you know what? I don't need a dining room, and it's like took the table out. I mean, it was like an IKEA table, so whatever.
What are you gonna hate on IKEA tables?
No, I love IKEA.
Exactly. People always hate on IKEA tables.
Half my things are IKEA.
They're like, it's just gonna break after 5 years, and it's like, fucking, they don't buy another $40 table. What do you?
Dude, I go to IKEA to just walk around. Like half my non-content now is at IKEA. I just go to IKEA. It's fun. Cause I mean, you just like sit in the place like you live there. I played this one game where you're like, keep sitting in the area until like a normal person walks by, because we kept seeing these crazy people, and it would always be just really weird people walking by. Like there's a guy with just really shifty eyes just like looking around, and there's this like one guy who's like skipping through the store. Like we sat in that room for like 5 minutes until a normal person walked by. I don't know, it's just fun to play stupid games.
You should have never told people that you go to IKEA, and you should have just kept recording videos. But in every video, you would insinuate that you're at your house. And see if anyone ever catches on that every video you have at quote unquote your house is just a completely different room.
Well,
with different furniture.
Pretty much everybody in the comments are just like, does Crendor live at IKEA? So now they all just think I live at IKEA. It's pretty great.
Oh man.
I mean, I went to another IKEA too, and it wasn't the same as the one IKEA I go to. It wasn't as cool.
That's good. Low rating.
Low rating IKEA. I was like, this is dumb.
I want to do that now. I wish I didn't say that idea.
Yeah.
Make a video series at IKEA, and then after like 5 or 6 episodes, people like be like, "Do you live in a mansion? Where do you live?"
Well, I'm in another one of my rooms today.
Just like you keep doing all these video series of you getting out of bed, and you're like, why do you have so many beds? Do you have a bed for every day of the week?
It's like never have food. It's like you're always eating in the food court. It's like, there's my chefs.
Those are my favorite jokes, is when it's like not even really a joke. Like if you were to do something like that, but there's always like a box of like the cereal that came from Nintendo, like the Legend of Zelda Cheerios. Like you just, for some reason, you have like a decorative box, and like every time you're in you do a video, you like pour some cereal from it. And every time you pour a cereal, different cereal comes out, and you just wait to see if people catch on, because it has nothing to do. That's like that. Those are the jokes that I live for. Like anytime I try to do anything, I'm always trying to like, what can I do that no one will ever notice, but I'll be able to point out in a room 20 years from now and be like, oh yeah,
it's the little Easter
that
eggs.
was the real. The only reason I did that video series is so I could have a box of Legend of Zelda series. Like the cereal comes out and it's coming out with the milk.
I feel like, yeah, it's just like little hidden Easter egg. That's what keeps people coming back too. That's a brilliant like video marketing strategy.
I hate it when people do like Easter eggs and they're like forced.
Yeah.
Like I used to like the World of Warcraft Easter eggs because they'd have like the really subtle quest text or NPCs,
Yeah.
you wouldn't know it. But then like these new games will come out and it'll be an NPC and it'll be his name is Goku. And like you click on it, it'll be like the power level's over 9,000. Go collect some boxes.
And they're all like, check that Easter egg. It's like, that's not an Easter egg. Easter egg's something you go out and find and like, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, like if you're discovering it just right there and it's like staring you in the face, it's really an Easter egg.
It's like, what if
That's just
somebody for
a
Easter,
fucking egg.
they're called Easter eggs because that's like Easter egg hunts. What if it was like, all right, Easter egg hunt, everyone. There's like all in the middle of the yard.
That's what I would do. I'm gonna have a kid. I'm gonna have an Easter egg. I think Baruch used to sit here. I'll have an Easter egg head for my kids. Just put all the eggs in the middle of the room, just to see what the reaction would be. Just like, go find all the eggs, and they're like, but they're all right there. There might be more eggs.
Are they all there? Like looks around, like, yeah, they are. They're all there.
All that chocolate in the middle of the room is actually like gluten-free chocolate, and it's just, and they like eat it. And they're like, I don't like chocolate anymore.
It's too bad.
Oh my god, did they make gluten-free chocolate? I'm so excited for next year's Halloween.
Gluten-free chocolate. Just give that to everybody.
Does chocolate even have gluten?
I don't think
it
does.
And it's these days when I want to associate food with things that probably don't taste good, I just say it's gluten-free.
Just package everything with gluten-free on it. Just make your company name gluten-free. You see gluten-free's new macaroni? Whoa, they got gluten-free macaroni. No, it's just their brand.
But I think there is gluten-free macaroni.
Well, there is, but you'd be called gluten-free, but none of your things would be gluten-free. That'd be the best. You'd probably get lawsuits though, like, I bought gluten-free's macaroni and cheese and it was not gluten-free.
I named the company because my last name is gluten-free.
Yeah, we've been in silver mode for like 10 minutes now.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's nothing here. We're ghosts. What do you expect?
That's true. There's nothing here anyway. But
yeah. I think that does. I didn't actually set a clock, but I think that does it. Is there anything else you want to say? You want to say hello? You have anything new coming out on your channel you want to promote?
I mean, I guess kind of do whatever. I can do my like super.
What did you do this year? What did you do like since the last year? What have been your big projects?
Let's see. Well, I made nothing amazing. Really, just shouldn't even go there. It's dumb.
You're like you're one of the most creative people I know, but you just like sit there and you're like, I got all these ideas. And do them next week.
It's because, man, if I had somebody that would like make my ideas, that would help a lot. But I also want to make them. I just don't want to make them, you know?
See, well, I find a lot of YouTubers, when I talk to them about how, like, an editor, they're like, oh, but a lot of things that wouldn't be done right with editing. But I have found that, like, when you bring, like, a full-time editor on, they start to add their own flavors and touch themselves.
That's true.
And then the thing is, like, I'm just lazy. Like, a lot of things I'll be like, there's all these things I want to do in editing. And then I do, like, 3 of the 10 ideas I had. Because the other time, I was like, I'll just cut that out so I can finish
That's
it.
like, I was talking to another machinima guy who's like, if you ever want to collaborate, I was like, well, I have a Mari script called Muri about a Tauren. And he's like, my gnome mom's a stripper and stuff. And I've, like, had that script for, like, 2 years now. And I was like, do you want to make it? And he was like, sure. And then he, like, saw it, and he's like, no, what about this part? I'm like, I don't know, just make the script. And he's like, kept it, and I was just like, you know what, never mind, I'll do it. But I still haven't done it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's always really hard to find good people to work with too. Like, you work with people and they just have different ideas.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I mean, they're obviously not as good as my ideas. It's like, why don't you just like my ideas? They're a lot better than yours.
Yeah. Alright, well, this was fun. Oh, this is now 3 years in a row. That makes it tradition, right?
3 years in a row.
I think this is officially a tradition. The last 2 times we made a joke, but now it's a tradition.
Now it's a tradition. We've completed the trilogy, and now we move on to the prequel trilogy.
Well, now the question will be, which one of us will break the tradition?
I don't know.
Yeah. See? Yeah.
Oh man.
Everyone's gonna be upset if 1 year you don't do it now. So keep that in the back of your mind. I'm not gonna break it.
Yeah, I'm not breaking it.
I'm not breaking it. If you want to take the heat for breaking the tradition, then you go ahead and break it. But I'm not taking.
No, I'm not. I'm not breaking it. I could go blind.
I'm not breaking.
I could go blind
No.
and be like, you know what? I'm still doing it. It's
I
like...
could be dead. It'll be in my will. Here's what I want you to do: sit me in the chair, kind of rotting, with the headset on, hit record. Druid guy can fill time for 2 to 3 hours.
How you doing over there, Rob?
I'll have a webcam on those videos, so at least there's some reason. I'm just like slash followed onto you, so you're just like carrying me around. Halfway through, you get stuck, and you're like, guess we'll take a break.
Until...
Gotta call Rob's mom, tell her to slash stick. She's just crying in the background. She's like, why would you put this in the will?
It's getting done though.
If you die before me and you actually put that in your will, I will do it.
All right.
If you die before me and it says in your will to like bring the ashes of Crendor,
Just have like I have pre-recorded audio for like 50 years worth.
You just gave me like a soundboard of just like your laughs and things you could say, and I'm just like pressing them, having a conversation with you. Halfway through, just start crying. I miss him so much.
I just like have one arm cry. I'm like, I miss me too.
Well,
yep. It'll
see you
carry
later.
on. See you.
How do you do it? See you. There you go. See you.